Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to CTY Model College Ibadan, your state e-learning portal. It's another English studies class, and today our topic will be spoken English, questions and their tags. Spoken English, questions and their tags. This topic can be found on pages 168 and 169 of your NOSEC JS2 textbook. Pages 168 and 169 of your NOSEC JS2 textbook. By the end of this lesson, we should be able to identify questions and their tags, to identify affirmative statements with negative tags, to also identify negative statements with affirmative tags. We should be able to identify how the voice will rise or fall when making affirmative statements with negative tags or negative statements with affirmative tags. Questions are means of getting information. Questions are means of getting information. In some matters, a speaker is totally ignorant. So this makes him ask questions to get new information. He doesn't know and he wants to know, so he asks questions to get information. For example, is Yankari Game Reserve in Abia State? Is Yankari Game Reserve in Abia State? This is a question coming from someone that is ignorant of where Yankari Game Reserve is. In some other matters, the questioner already has some ideas, but he seems to be fairly certain about them. He's not very sure of the ideas he has. He then asks a question to get a confirmation of his previous ideas, to confirm whether the ideas he has are correct or not. So he makes a statement and adds a tag to his statement. This is called a question tag. It is called a question tag. For example, Pretoria is in South Africa, isn't it? Pretoria is in South Africa, isn't it? Let's look at affirmative statements with negative tags. Statements that are sure the questioner is certain of what he is saying, but adds a negative tag. Adam was in school yesterday, wasn't he? Now, when uttering such affirmative statements with negative tags, the first part, which is the affirmative statement, the speaker says something about which he seems to be sure. As usual, the voice will fall on the last word in the statement, which we have learnt before. Now, the second part, he asks a yes or no answer, a yes or no question, which is in the negative tag. So the voice will rise in this negative tag. Adam was in school yesterday. The last word, yesterday. Adam was in school yesterday. Now the tag, wasn't he, a negative tag, a tag that has empty, not. Wasn't he, the voice will rise at the end of the tag. Adam was in school yesterday. Wasn't he? The sun rises in the east, doesn't it? The term will end shortly, won't it? Our teachers are very decent people, aren't they? I can come to your house if I like, can't I? John was in school yesterday. Wasn't he? Yes, he was in school. No, he wasn't. The question tag always follows a statement, so the voice rises on the question tag in most cases. Now, for negative statements with affirmative tags, statements that have the not or shortened form nt, but the tag is affirmative. That is confirming what the speaker knows. In this case, the voice falls on the last word too and rises at the tag. Adam was not in school yesterday. Was he? Adam was not in school yesterday. Was he? The driver did not come back. Did he? These are negative statements. There is no football match. No football match today. Is there? Positive tag, because there is no nt or not or no. Lagos is no longer the seat of the federal government. Is it? Lagos is no longer the seat of the federal government. Is it? Now, the utterances end with tag questions. The first part is a negative statement. In each, there is the negative marker no, not, or nt. The speaker seems to be sure that something will not happen, or someone did not or will not do something. The speaker asks the listener to agree with the statement and say no, or to disagree and say yes. The driver did not come back. Did he? No, he did not come back. Or yes, he came back. So whenever we ask affirmative statements with negative tags or negative statements with affirmative tags, the voice will fall on the last word in the statements and rise on the last word in the tags, whether negative tags or affirmative tags. We said questions are means of getting information. It could be that the speaker is totally ignorant, so he asks questions to get new information. Example, is Yakari Game Reserve in Abia State? Yes, it is. No, it is not. It could also be that the speaker already has some ideas. He seems to be fairly certain about them. He then asks a question to get a confirmation of his previous idea. He makes a statement and adds a tag to his statement. This is called a question tag. Pretoria is in South Africa, isn't it? The voice will fall at the end, the last word in the statement, and rise in the question tag. We also learned affirmative statements with negative tags. Adam was in school yesterday. Adam was in school yesterday. Wasn't he? The voice falls on the last word in the statement and rises on the negative tag. Adam was in school yesterday. Adam was in school yesterday. Wasn't he? The sun rises in the east. The sun rises in the east. Doesn't it? The term will end shortly. Won't it? Our teachers are very decent people, aren't they? Then we learned negative statements with affirmative tags. Statements that have negative words like not, no, or the contracted form nt. Adam was not in school yesterday. Was he? The driver did not come back. Did he? There is no football match today. Is there? Lagos is no longer the seat of the federal government. Is it? These are the ways we auto statements with tags, whether affirmative tags or negative tags. The voice will fall, as the arrow shows, on the last word in the statement and rise on the tag. Whether the answer to the question is yes or no, the voice will fall on the last word in the statement and rise on the last word in the tag. On page 169, you have more utterances with their tags. Read them aloud and answer every tag question in the negative forms. 1. The game is not over yet, is it? The Super Eagles did not win their last match, did they? A river flows downhill, doesn't it? So that's your assignment. Practice this on your own and give answers every tag question in the negative and answer every tag question in the negative forms. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.